Hello, friends. Welcome to Feature Friday. If you don't know me, my name is Dmitry. I'm one of Wave.video co-founders. Let me check if everything is all right and if you hear me or not. And let me know where you're from, how to use Wave here in the comments. Okay, one sec. So first of all, apologies for not streaming in the last couple of months. But the good news is that we have tons of updates which we will roll out in the next several weeks. Today I'm going to present a couple of new features, both in the editor and in live streaming studio. Okay, first let me show you the editor. As you probably know, our editor's timeline is built on scenes. You put all your media and text on those individual scenes, and you can add transition between the scenes. Let's do this one. I can change the duration of the transition, that kind of stuff. And it works most of the time. It's simple model. You don't have to mostly you don't have to think about where to place your objects, that kind of stuff. But in there are quite a few cases when you need more control over the timeline. Specifically, if you want to preserve your objects between the scenes. For example, if you have some text, if you want your text start, let's say at second 4 and end at second 12, you cannot do it at the moment. I mean, the only option to do it, you have to duplicate the text from one scene to another, so it stays the same between the scenes. But there is another issue with the scene transition. Essentially, during the transition, your object will transition anyway, so it's not really an option. Excuse me. So what we did, we added so-called global tracks. You can access it from this tracks menu. It's the same menu where you add more audio tracks and more text tracks, but when you add more text tracks, they edit inside the scene like this. So, and now you have an option to add global tracks, and you can add more global tracks, not just one. For example, let me add just, I don't know, 3 global tracks, right? So as you probably guessed, whatever you put on those global tracks is preserved between the scenes. Essentially, it's kind of above the scenes. Okay, let me just show you. And you can add all kinds of stuff. Like, for example, let me add some text. This text is global. So you see, this text essentially starts at second 6 and ends at second 12. Let's see how it works. If you play it, then there will be transition, and as you can see, the text stays. It's not transition, basically. So, and you can, of course, put any objects, not just text. You can put overlays and stickers. And let's say on this timeline we put some video, and we take the video from our stock library. So essentially, it's a more or less standard multi-layered timeline, as you can find in most of the video editors. And the reason we didn't do it before, because we think it complicates the video editing workflow. But again, there are quite a few cases when you actually need this level of control, and now you have it. You can actually place several objects on the same track. Let's say, so this is the video, and this is our sticker. You can just drag it to the next layer. You can drag text between the layers. At the moment, you cannot actually drag objects between global track and scenes, but it's coming in the next week or so. Essentially, you will be able, if let's say if you have text here, you will be able just to drag it out of the scene to the global track and vice versa. You can add more tracks, and you can also disable tracks, disable or delete. So for example, if you click this checkbox, you have an option to disable a track or delete the track. And if you disable it, will just disappear from the view and from the final rendered video, but you can always go back and enable it. Okay, I think that's it about global tracks. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Okay, let me move to the next feature, and the next feature is in Live Streaming Studio. So we added new I don't know, objects object to the studio with QR codes, essentially. So in addition to all those things, now you have another tab, just which is called QR codes. And here you have two sections, essentially: simple QR codes and QR codes and image. And there are two kind of predefined QR codes, examples, essentially. You can always delete them if you don't want them. But let me just show how it works. So if you a QR code without the image is always displayed in this top left corner. And QR code with an image always displays at the bottom here. Essentially, it works as you probably expect. When you create or edit QR code, you provide the URL and the text. And if you point your phone to the QR code, it will show you the URL, and you can navigate to the URL. And QR code with the image, you have an option here. First of all, there is a URL, there is a text, there is optional kind of second text, subtext, and you can select from several images you uploaded before. You can always upload your own image, and let's say if I want to use this one, this icon now, if I save it, it will be this icon here. And of course, you can add more QR codes. Essentially, I think it's self-explanatory, but again, if you have any questions, just let me know. At the moment, you cannot drag and drop QR codes to place them anywhere you want, but it's probably coming. We're not sure yet. We're not sure if people actually need this, but again, at the moment, you can just they display it at those fixed locations. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for today. As I said in the beginning of the stream, we have actually tons of updates. essentially they all going through the final testing phase at the moment, and we will be releasing them in the next month or two. And I hope I will be having live sessions for each of those updates, and give you guys explain what it is. Yeah, essentially. Okay. Just if you have any questions after the stream ended, just post your questions under the live, and we will try to answer them offline. Okay, thank you. See you next week, maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks.